the price of Magic the Gathering is kind of all over the place. And with the release of Outlaws of Thunder Junction roughly a month away as of the recording of this video, it's time to start considering what we, fans of Magic the Gathering, are going to have to pay to get in on some of the wild, wild west action. So put on your cowboy boots and don your cowboy hats, and let's talk about the price of products from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Now, it's important to note that not only for the safety of all of you out there, but of course legal reasons, none of what we're going to discuss today is financial advice. If you are here seeking financial advice, what are you doing on a trading card game channel? But if you are here for some fun and like what we're doing, make sure you hit that sub button. Most importantly, I think it is important to always consider where products are looking to settle when it comes to how we, fans of card games, spend our hard-earned money, and Wizards of the Coast have been looking to milk every single dollar out of us, especially in recent sets. And standard sets, unfortunately, are no exception. Now, yes, standard sets are generally cheaper and generally can be played and interacted with at a more affordable level, but since the inception of the Play Booster, we are in a bit of unknown water. So let's take a look at Outlaws of Thunder Junction, take a look at, to this point, how many boxes have sold at what price they've sold at, and do some predicting on the price of all of these products and how that's going to affect the next standard Magic the Gathering release. And to begin, we have to start at cardboardfinance.com. So for those who aren't aware, this is cardboardfinance.com, and it is a site that is operated and owned by me here at Hometown TCG and completely supported by the channel members. It is $5 a month if you want to help support this project. And what this project does is we track every single sold listing of sealed product for major TCG releases on TCG Player. And that's fun because we get to hold the whole snapshot in the history of Magic the Gathering sets and how we, the fans of the game, spent our money on these products. So we kind of take a little bit of emotion out of it and we remember the facts, the data, and the actual numbers. So when it comes to pre-release, there's still so many unknowns. So looking at Outlaws of Thunder Junction, we will see that, well, we haven't really sold much or had much time to interact with the set. In fact, this is an extremely low number of pre-sales, but I don't think this is indicative of a bad set or failure at this point. Magic's just got a rapid release cycle, so over time, if you want to click around for cardboardfinance.com, you'll notice that our pre-sales, our enthusiasm for pre-buying, I guess, from our side of the desk or our side of the counter, pre-buying these Magic sets, it's gone down. We don't do it as much because, listen, there's always something on the shelves that we can find to satiate our need to crack cardboard, and this set seems to be no exception. But it is fun to note that the best-selling product so far in this set is the Commander deck set. That's right, all 4 of the Commander decks remains and currently is the best-selling product for this release, and it'll be interesting to see if that continues, so make sure you stay tuned. But when it comes to checking out, the pack cracking box opening experience, we are down from 3 products from the draft and set and collector box down to 2, just the Play Booster and the collector box. And we want to talk about how much you and I are going to have to pull out of our wallet to get one of these in our hands, crack some packs, play games with friends, what have you. And recently that was actually kind of a difficult task. With the release of Karlov Manor, we saw the introduction of the Play Booster, and just to look back on recent history, it does seem that the Play Booster was a product that sold in decent numbers, as it was the best-selling product on TCG Player for Karlov Manor. But it wasn't all sunshine and roses, and there should be an asterisk next to these Play Booster numbers. We have to remember that there was a massive sale run by, I believe, and don't quote me and nobody get mad at me, but I think it was MVP Sports that did sell a ton of boxes at what we thought was a ridiculously low price of $129.99, and frankly is a low price based on what our game store pays for Play boosters. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted because that's the point. That's the model that's broken. The game store shouldn't pay this much for these products if we, the consumer, aren't going to pay that much for it. It's broken, Wizards of the Coast. You need to fix this. Anyway, I digress. The Play Booster was the most popular product here with that sale in mind, but currently it is not selling for a large number, $110, I believe, on TCG Player, the popular online platform, and that to me is indicative of a little bit of broken model. But it's not just the model. I think we are in an era where Magic the Gathering products are going to sell and be worth kind of the value that is applied to how good the set is, if that makes sense. Good sets are going to be worth more, and bad sets worth less. We see less of a chase applied here and more of a, is there good playable stuff? Are there fun reprints? And do we find value in actually playing with the cards in the box? And if we apply that to Thunder Junction and start looking at some way too early pre-sale prices and focus mainly on, for starters, we're going to get to the collector booster, but we're focused on the Play Booster right now, the Play Booster box. We see currently the price is $132.72. Now, as of the recording of this video, there has not been some insane TCG Player sale to offer this at $129.99 or below, and we do not see anything on the horizon yet. There could be something that happens, but without that sale, I could still believe, as we are a month away, this price will continue to drop over time. Let's look at a popular release like Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I think it's hard for any of us to say Lost Caverns of Ixalan wasn't a popular set when it puts up massive numbers like this. 20,554 boxes sold with almost $2 million of our hard-earned money spent to have fun with this set. Even in a popular release with something for almost everybody in the product, we do see when it comes to, well, we'll compare it to the set booster box, but it's kind of an amalgamation of the play and set booster box, that the price continued to dip through release, as we saw a low in October of 2023 of $118, then bumping back up to around an average of $125 through release, and then back down to $123. So remember, at some point this was available for cheaper than it currently is on the secondary market. And with that in mind, and the model or success of the last Play Booster we looked at with Karlov Manor, I think it's safe to say that Thunder Junction Play Boosters, and again, none of this is financial advice, this is all a prediction, Thunder Junction Play Boosters are probably a bit more right now than they're going to be. And I want to stress this before we move on to the collector booster, because there's a caveat in collector boosters that we'll talk about that doesn't apply to Play Boosters. The Play Booster likely will never be a limited item from Wizards of the Coast. That's the way it should be, if I'm being frank. The Play Booster should be on the shelf so we can open it, crack packs, have some fun, enjoy the game. And for this reason, I almost always expect the price of a Play Booster through release to continue to go down. Now, over the long term, the release plus 30 days, release plus 90 days, release plus 1 year that we track through cardboardfinance.com, that might change. But as it pertains to people who are looking to buy the recent Magic set and have some fun and crack some packs, I think $132 is too expensive. But again, just my opinion, nobody yell at me in the comments section. But I do want to transition into talking about the collector booster box, because we are living in a weird world here. The collector booster box is third on the list, but not by many sealed boxes as far as number of products sold and the way too early pre-release numbers. Again, remember, this is way too early to make these numbers mean anything, but the price of the product is still extremely relevant, and the price of this Play Booster box is sitting at around $235, and this is where things could get hairy. Now, historically, if we look back to, recent comps that we looked at for Karlov Manor, let's pop up Karlov Manor collector booster boxes here and see, well, the bloodbath that is this price graph on the right side of the screen. As the product was available and the community did not take to it, Karlov Manor was not the most exciting set. We didn't really sink our teeth into much, and we see the price tank into the ground to a low average price in March of 2024 of $154.44. Now I'm going to pause here and say I don't expect the Thunder Junction collector booster to mimic this behavior completely. I don't think we'll see that much of a dip, but even when comparing the release to a popular release like we did with Ixalan, we do note that there is normally leading up to and on release, a slight dip in the price of collector booster boxes. And remember, Ixalan is a microcosm of popular Magic the Gathering sets, and the same could be said for something like Wilds of Eldraine, even more so when we look at the collector booster box and we see a constant downshift in price. Now, I don't know, and I think it's too early to predict without seeing many spoilers, but I don't believe we see as drastic of a downslide as we did with Karlov Manor. We might, hey, and if you're watching this video then and we did see that downslide, make sure you leave a comment below and let me know how wrong I was, or if you think I'm wrong right now, go ahead and tell me in the comments section. But I do think Outlaws of Thunder Junction has a collector box that stabilizes above where Karlov Manor's collector box stabilizes. I think we will take to this set and this theme more than I thought we would when it was announced. I'll be honest, and I'll be the first to admit this. When I heard Magic the Gathering characters, plus cowboy hats, plus Will Smith's Wild Wild West playing in the background, I was skeptical. But the early spoilers and the pre-release information, and kind of now that I'm taking in the theme, I'm coming around a bit, and I gotta tell you, I enjoy the theme more than I thought I would. If you're in my camp, let me know, but I did not think I would enjoy this as much as I did. But back to the price, the important discussion of $233 collector boxes. Well, we don't have to look very far to see what has gone on with the price of that collector box. We see that it has come down from the highs of the average sale in February of $244, and mind it was only 4 boxes, right? So it's an insignificant number of boxes, but we see that average price coming down. And I expect, in my completely uneducated opinion, for that to continue. But there's some logic here, right? We often see the price of these collector boosters on release continue to trend down. The community then either takes to the product or doesn't, and then it ticks in the appropriate direction, either up or down, based on how us, the fans, embraced the release. I think Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the collector booster box, is not going to be a super great collector booster box. I don't think it's going to be worse than Karlov Manor, but I in no way could imagine this product reaching the highs of something like Ixalan. I don't see that happening. So I assume this is going to settle somewhere within the 170 to 195 range. And I know that's kind of a big range given the price, but again, it's way too early. But I do think at $233, this is too expensive. So personally, at this price, this is a pass for me. But just like Karlov Manor and just like any Magic the Gathering set, I value the versatility of a project or a product. I like collecting sealed boxes and cards and stuff that you see on my 2 shooting scenes and behind me in the background of various videos. So when this hits a given price, I am probably going to pick some up and add them to the shelves and have some fun. And when I do, I promise to let you know, make a video about that, and make sure you're subscribed so you know when that's coming. If you haven't turned on the notification bell, and if you've never shared a Hometown TCG video, there's never been a better time than right now to do so. But all in all, I really think the prices of this product are going to come down to earth, but I expect them to stabilize above where Karlov Manor is, because I think we're going to miss some of those outside events that happened otherwise to cause those prices to dip, you know, kind of as low as they did. And hey, it's kind of like an Amazon dump without an Amazon dump. I talk about that in my follow-up video that I'll link at the end of this video today. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Thanks for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and, well, we'll see you around. Okay, goodbye.